Congressman Bong Suntay. I am Maureen Pagya Bugayin po, a first-year student of Bachelor of Science in Accountancy from Far Eastern University sa Manila po. And thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. So, first things first po, I would like to greet you happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday po.
Salamat.
This interview po will take about 20 to 30 minutes and will involve a few questions. So, now we're excited to discuss your experience and perspectives on leadership and public service. Let's begin with some questions about your journey and your vision as a leader. First question po is, what does leadership mean to you?
Well, leadership is the process of course, influencing and guiding individuals towards a certain goal, a certain path. Pero being a leader also entails also being a good follower, kasi a leader can only provide guidance. And to be able to ascend to a leadership position, first you have to understand that a good leader started from being a good follower. So, in that particular sense, mas nalalaman natin kung ano talaga yung pangangailangan din. Because when you guide and influence a group of people, it's not towards a goal that you have set for yourself. Kasi the goal should always be what would be the best for that particular group of people. Because what would be best for the leader may not be the best interest for the best interest of the group. So a good leader influences and guides the group towards their best interest and not the best interest of the leader.
So, sir, sa bis po sa sir, so, ang good leader po should be also a good follower po. So,
Definitely.
So, paano po makaka-influence yung pagiging leader po towards dun sa mga group of people? Or ano po, could you share a specific example of a time when your leadership style made a significant impact po towards dun sa mga people po?
Well, alam mo, for example, a good leader should be able to make decisions even if that particular decision is an unpopular decision. Even if he believes that that particular decision or that particular move would be detrimental to the best interest of the leader. Example, dito sa amin na lang sa Quezon City, maraming mga pamilya ang na mahihirap, ang may walang sariling tahanan. Tinatawag natin silang yung mga informal settlers natin dito. In fact, madami tayong mga depressed community na nagiging community na dahil sa dami ng mga tao nagtayo ng bahay sa lupa na hindi kanila. A leader should work towards the best interest ng mga tao na yun, and should be ready to make unpopular decisions. Ano yung popular decision? Pupunta ka dun sa lugar na yun, sasabihin mo sa mga tao, huwag kayong mag-alala. Hanggat nandito ako, hindi kayo mapapaalis dito at poprotektahan ko kayo. That is popular. That would be to the best interest of yung leader na nagsasabi nun, dahil he will be able to maintain yung loyalty ng mga supporters, dahil aasa sila na habang andyan ka, hindi sila mapapaalis. But would that be realistic? Paano kung wala ka na dyan? Kaya mo bang gawin? Dahil madalas dito, ang mga politiko, yun yung sinasabi, but ang eventual outcome, nagkakaroon ng demolition na hindi handa yung mga tao. Nangyayari sa mga tao, nagugulat na lang sila basta na may demolition na. Now, yung leader na nagsabi na huwag mag-alala at paglalaban sila, hindi rin sila napaglaban. Hindi rin nakihanda yung relokasyon para sa kanila. Diba? Minsan, kagaya from my experience, minsan dahil alam mo na ang eventual outcome, mapapaalis yung mga tao. So, ang gagawin mo, paglalaban mo na makakuha sila ng relocation site, paglalaban mo na makakuha sila ng housing. Pero madalas, pagka sinabi mo sa kanila, ikaw, ilipat na kayo, meron akong housing para sa inyo. Minsan, ikaw pa yung lalabas na masama kasi natitwist yung narrative. Sasabihin, kita nyo, pinadedemolish kayo ni Congressman, pinaalis kayo dyan, hindi kayo pinaglaban. Pero, the thing is, like what I said, a good leader should make decisions even if it is unpopular, as long as it's for the best interest ng tao. Dito lang ngayon, in my district alone, nakailang demolition na nangyari. Doon, yung mga lugar na dinimolish were precisely areas na dati pinagpaguran ko na makunan sila ng relokasyon na hindi inavail ng mga tao dahil nga pumasok ang politika at sinabi sa kanila huwag silang mag-alala na hindi sila mapapaalis. Eventually, ngayon, the reality has set in, napaalis sila. Walang relokasyon na nakahanda sa kanila dahil hindi nila natanggap yung dating pinaglaban ko para sa kanila.
Second question po is, describe the key action and behaviors of the person that you've experienced as your messenger.
Well, like what I said, for me, example is a best leader is someone who has the best interest of the people in mind, someone who is willing to make decisions even if these are unpopular decisions, someone who has foresight to see what would be the best for the future of the people. Ang problema ngayon kasi madaming leader ang hindi na gumagawa ng long-term programs kasi dito sa atin every 3 years ang election eh. So, in order to, if you have a long-term program, may mga tao na hindi makikita yung resulta ng programa mo until after sa period of time. Mainitin ang mga Pilipino eh. So, ngayon karamihan ng leader natin, nagre-resort sila sa ayuda na lang. Mabigyan ng konting pera yung mga tao kasi feeling nila pag nabigyan mo ng konting pera, nagawa mo na yung tungkulin mo, which is wrong. You look at the story of Singapore. Singapore can make 50-year plan, 100-year plan. Singapore is always ahead of other ASEAN countries despite the lack of resources because the leaders has invested towards the future of the Singaporeans. Lagi silang ahead. Nung hindi pa uso yung manufacturing, Singapore was a manufacturing country. Nung nakita nilang yung mga ibang ASEAN country went into manufacturing kagaya ng China at nakita nila, oh, we will be at a disadvantage kasi limited yung resources nila. Nag-iba yung focus nila. Imbes na manufacturing, they went into science, they went into technology dahil doon sila mas makakalaban. So, they were not left behind again. Nung pumasok ang China into science and technology rin, nag-evolve na naman sila. Then we will make Singapore a health and wellness country. Kaya pagka yung mga may pera ng business sa Singapore dinadala, yung mga magagandang medical equipment sa Singapore ginagawa. So, that is what a good leader can do country. That is something that may not. Kita mo dito, lahat ng makikita mo ginagawa ngayon, ayuda na lang, bigyan ka 2,000, sapat na. Is that investing in the future? Like 2,000 na yan, pag binigay ko sa inyo yan, baka hindi tumagal ng 3 araw yan. Baka na isang araw lang, naubos na eh. That's not an investment in your future. And sadly, if it is not collected, there will be no future for our people.
So for you, sir, our leader is more for
All leaders are made. They're they learn from their surroundings, they learn from what is happening around them. So, hindi naman talaga na ano yan na pag anak mo, next up ka, leader mo. Hindi yan Eventually, you have to decide if you want to be a leader. You have to be willing to make sacrifices if you want to be a good leader. And that process is a long process because you have to convince yourself that you want to be a leader, that you're willing to make those sacrifices, that you're willing to be unpopular, that you're willing to spend your time serving other people despite the fact na kinukuha mo yung time na yan sa sarili mo. So, not all everyone is willing to do those things. Madami gusto leadership position, pero ayaw nila yung process of going to that stage of learning the proper ways to become a leader. Ito ba dito sa atin ang posisyon pinamamana?
So, dun po sa tanong niyo, sir, can you describe a time when you witnessed someone transform to a leader over time?
Well, siguro in a national scale, I saw Vico Soto when he was nag-OJT sa Quezon City Council, council's office, he worked for a counselor. And he worked for a counselor to be able to see what the process was. Then he ran for councilor muna ng Pasig, and then he became mayor. Despite the fact that he lacked the resources, he won. Dati sinabi, hindi kasi anak ni Big Soto yan, kaya nanalo yan. But eventually, he proved to be a good leader. He proved to be an good leader. He proved na he could make the hard decisions to be able to provide for a better future for the people of Pasig. Natanggal niya yung bayaran ng eleksyon, natanggal niya, nabawasan niya yung corruption sa Pasig. So, from someone that was an employee to becoming a two-term mayor, and madaming nagsasabi na bata si Vico that he was able to lessen corruption in government service. He was able to make the right decisions.
For you, sir, what is a role model?
A role model is someone that is a servant leader. Role model is someone that you could look up to. But we have to, the person looking up to that particular individual should first know what is right. Kasi kung ang kunyari, merong sandan o merong siga doon sa eskwelahan nyo, kasi ikaw sana paglaki ko, ganun din ako, nasiga rin ako doon, that's a wrong role model. Diba? Baka may nakita tayong gambling lord na kumikita dahil sa sugat, kasi sabihin naman, dami-dami ng pera, gusto ko maging kagaya niya, gusto ko rin maging gambling lord doon. Is that the right role model? Kung may nakita tayo na drug lord na nakikita natin, yung dami-daming pera, si Escobar, Pablo Escobar, na dami-dami ng photo, ganda-ganda ng bahay niya, pero kahit nakukuha niya sa magbibenta ng drugs, is he the right role model? Diba? It's a wrong role model. So, there are lots of different classifications of the role model, but it depends on the person looking up to that particular individual. Yung role model na gusto niya. And para sa akin, a role model should be someone who has positive outlook for other people, someone who want the best interest of the greater majority, yan yung to prosper.
So, for number 5 question po, sir, what can leaders do to help others in the organization to see the future?
Explain to them. Make people realize the bigger picture. Make the people learn. Alam mo, sadly, ang sakit ng ibang tao is they can only see what is in front of them. They cannot see further ahead in the future. Sadly, we have a culture of selfishness that di bali lang basta okay para sa akin, di bali lang hindi okay para sa kanila. A good example is siguro yung kagaya ng sinabi ko is making people realize benefits of long-term projects. I gave it an example kanina doon sa mga kausap ko. Pag tinatanong ko sa kanila, pag may pera kayo, saan nyo gusto mong i-enroll yung anak nyo? Sa public school o sa private school? Then lahat sila magsasabi, pag may pera sa private school, pag walang pera sa public school. Pag may pera ka, bakit sa private school mo gusto i-enroll? Kasi mas maganda daw yung quality of education, dahil mas maganda yung facility, mas mahusay yung mga teach, yung mga professors. Then tinanong ko, ang UP, government school o private school? Kayo, government. Pero lahat ng magulang nangangarap na sana pumasa sa UP yung anak ko, sana graduate sa UP ano mo, but it's a government school. Ang Quezon City Science High School, is it government or private? It's also government. Pero lahat rin ang magulang gusto sa Quezon City Science, pero sobrang hirap mag-qualify sa Quezon City Science dahil mahusay yung quality of education that they give. Hindi ka basta-basta ma-accept. So kadalasan ang na-accept yung anak ng mga mayayaman. Kasi yung mga anak ng mayayaman nag-elementary sa private school na mataas rin yung standard. So pag nag-apply sa Quezon City Science, pumapasa. Yung anak mo mahihirap kung saan ito government school to dahil graduate sa elementary, sa public elementary school na hindi ganun kataas yung quality of education. Pag nag-entrance exam dito, hindi pumapasa. But kung gusto pala ng gobyerno na pataasin yung standard ng public school, kaya naman pala kaya naman pala pagandahin yung mga government schools. Kaya naman pala gawa lagyan ng pondo para mahuhusay na professor ang makuha. Kaya naman pala gawa ng tamang facility. Pero bakit hindi ginagawa ngayon? Kasi matagal magpagawa ng eskwelahan Ang elected official natin nasa 3-year term. Baka bago matapos yung eskwelahan, eleksyon na naman, wala akong mapapakita sa tao dahil hindi pa nila napakinabangan yan So anong iniisip ng elected official? Hindi, bibigyan ko na lang ng pera, bibigyan ko na lang ng 2,000, bibigyan ko na lang ng ayuda. Kasi yun, immediate. But, look what's happening to our country. In the long run, mas nawawalan yung mga tao. Dahil ngayon, pababa yung standard natin ng public school system natin, pababa. In fact, in Asia, we are 11th. Pangalawa sa kulela. That is nothing to be proud of. Isipin mo, before we were second only to Japan. Pero ang pinagkaiba dati, we elected statesmen, we elected leaders who wanted the best for the Filipino people. Ngayon, we only have leaders na iniisip lang paano ko malilili. But of course, siyempre, kasi may kasalanan din minsan yung mga tao dahil mainipin sila, ayaw nilang hintayin yung benefit ng long-term plans. Okay na sa kanila, bigyan mo na lang ng 2,000.
So, how do you handle it when people disagree with your vision or are skeptical about the future generation?
You know, a leader can only influence but should not force others. Diba? Because everyone is given a mind of their own, and we cannot force others to have the same vision, to have the same ideas, to have the same belief. Malaya ang bawat isa na paniwalaan kung anong gusto nila. But of course, there is nothing that stops a leader from trying to do his best to try to enlighten other people. Like ako, dahil pinapaliwanag sa tao yung we should ask more from our leaders. Lagi ko silang pinipilit na isipin nyo yung kinabukasan ng anak nyo. Alam ko kasi ang mga Pilipino sawa na sa politiko eh. Sawa na silang maghintay, kaya pilit sila yung panandalian na lang kasi decide sila na wala namang mangyayari sa gobyerno. Pero kaya walang nangyayari sa gobyerno is precisely because of the way we think, because we believe walang mangyayari sa gobyerno. Same thing in being successful even in your private life. Kung hindi kayo willing magsakripisyo, kung hindi kayo willing magtrabaho, walang mangyayari sa inyo. Ang mga estudyante, kung hindi kayo willing pumasok, hindi kayo willing mag-aral, hindi kayo willing na isacrifice yung paglabas, kapalit ng pagbasa ng libro, then you will also find it difficult to get good grades and a better future. Siyempre, I'm not saying na good grades is everything. But in a competitive world, it's always a plus to be knowledgeable. Hindi lahat kasing galing ni Manny Pacquiao mag-boxing.
So, what are some of the actions you take to create a climate for change and encourage risk-taking?
It's by setting examples. What we could do, a leader could just create the proper venue for people. When I was congressman, I worked hard para to improve the healthcare system in my district. I fought for funding for East Avenue to improve it from a 400-bed capacity hospital to a 1,000-bed capacity. I worked for additional funding for NKTI to be able to build a new wing for yung mga needy and underprivileged people. During that time, nag-isasabi sa akin, hindi kayo buboto ng tao niyan dahil hindi naman nila nakikita yung ginagawa mo, which was true. But it was the right thing to do. And people who now benefit from additional bed capacity, they realized that what I did was true. Nung nagpapagawa ako ng mga 2-story na multipurpose gymnasium sa tayo, hindi naman makakakain yan, gugutom yung tao. But now, I have 14 in my district. We have the best gymnasium sa mga barangay. Nagagamit ng kabataan, napapakinabangan ng barangay, pinakakakitaan pa ng barangay dahil pinapakakilan nila. They now have one of the best facilities in Quezon City. Now, I-realize na okay pala. Yung mga school buildings na pinatayo ko when I was congressman, ano sinabi? Hindi naman magagamit ng pandemic ngayon, walang klase, hindi mapapasukan ng now. We are no longer in a pandemic situation and students are back to school. At ngayon, napapakinabangan nila yung additional school buildings, additional classroom na pinagawa ko. Yes, during that time, it was used against me. But now, but the thing is, I believe that I was doing what was right, and now, the people see it, and that's what's important. So you make it realize.
How do you approach it when a risk doesn't fail?
Well, we learn from our mistakes. That's the secret of successful people. You never treat a mistake as useless or something something that you just forget. What people have to do is to learn from mistakes, from past mistakes, and improve on what you did. Diba? Pagka nakagawa ka ng pagkakamali, then wag mo ulitin. Learn from it para hindi na mauulit yung parehong pagkakamali.
So, next question po is, should leader let their constituents fail? Should
A leader should try his best so that the constituents will not fail, so that the constituency would prosper, so that the constituency would develop. That's the role, that's the purpose of a good leader. Ang leader that allows his constituency to fail is not a good leader. A leader, good example, a leader na pinapaasa yung mga tao is not good leadership, because you're teaching yung mga tao how to be mendicants, how to be dependent on you. That's wrong. A leader na iniisip lang, bibigyan ko na lang ng pera ito. It's not good leadership. A good leader should teach you how to fish. Di ba? Not give you fish. Kasi you have to prepare yung constituency nyo for future. Huwag mo sila turuan maging tamad. A leader should prepare the proper environment for the constituency to flourish. But they will only flourish if they also learn that they also have to contribute something. They also have to work for it. Anong napapansin ko? For example, ito in public service. Magbibigay ka ng isang magandang facility sa barangay. Gagamitin na masira. Mapupundi yung bumbilya. Pwede naman nilang palitan pero hindi nila papalitan. Lalapit ulit sa'yo. Kung pengen naman pambili ng bumbilya kasi napundi yung Mali. Di ba? Then, nagiging dependent sila. Then, bibigyan mo sila ng sasakyan. Yung sasakyan, alam naman natin, kailangan may maintenance, kailangan pinapalitan ng tanis, pero gagamitin nila hanggang bumigay. Tapos pag bumigay, kasi expected nila, kung nasira yung sasakyan na binigay mo, pagawa mo naman. But we have to teach them to be responsible also. Kasi pagka gano'n yung ini-encourage natin yung gano'n, natin wala.
Sa panit ko is, how can leaders create a climate of trust and facilitate relationships among people in the world?
You know, the climate of trust is first of all, you should be leadership by example. If you ask your constituency to follow you, to work, then you also have to be willing to work. Then they will eventually trust you pag nakita nila na, pinagbubuhat kami ng bigas, pero siya nagbubuhat rin. Then eventually, trust. Eventually, pag nakita nung constituency mo yung fruits of yung kung saan mo sila dinala, then they will slowly trust you. But trust is a long process. Trust is not, it's not given freely. Trust is earned. So that's the thing. But of course, it's also up to the constituency kung do you want to trust. Kasi hindi porket they have the best interest in mind, they will trust you. Parang yung tanong mo una, yung a good role model. Minsan yung constituency mo, may idol kahit mali. Idol niya yung may nakita siyang sugarol, gambling lord. Nainggit siya dahil bakit yung gambling lord mayaman. So ang role model niya yun. So kahit anong sabi mo sa kanya, kahit anong example na mahusay yung bibigay mo, kung yun na yung naging role model niya, yun na yun.
So, kapag kung may conflicts within the team, how do you address it po? And especially when trust is compromised?
You know, a good leader should be fair, should not take sides. If there's a conflict between the team, there should be a discussion on what happened and the the result. Diba? And then, ano, leader should decide based on, yun na, what the particular outcome was and how it would benefit or not benefit the constituency, and decide how to resolve that particular issue. Siyempre, if you want to move forward, the best way to move forward is to move together. Everyone in the team should be one in trying to move towards the same direction.
So, what are the 3 things that can be done to improve in each leadership practice? And what are the 3 things that you can do to continue learning to be a better leader?
Learn from others, learn from the mistakes, learn from what has worked. It's not bad to copy what is working. You don't need to be the inventor of everything. But you could always strive to improve what is already working. Yun.
So, what are the 3 things that you can do to continue learning?
Be receptive to other people's idea. Understand that you don't have a monopoly on good ideas. Sometimes more brains are better than one. So you have to learn to accept the fact that you're not always the brightest in the room. Pangalawa is to experience. It's experience is the best teacher. You have to experience failure, you have to experience success, and then learn from those experiences. You have to experience what is working in other countries and what is not working, so you could do it in your own jurisdiction. And 3, to be able to continue to be a better leader, then you have to always disassociate yourself with success. Ibig sabihin yan, huwag lalaki yung ulo mo. Always try to put in mind that even the best idea can be improved, and you should improve it because times change. The best idea now may not be the best idea 20 years from now. What is good for 10 million, 100 million people now might not be what is best for 200 million people.
So, tell me about the time you struggled with work-life balance. Did you manage to solve the problem? How did you do it?
You know, when I went into public service, I convinced myself that politics is not a livelihood. It's not a means to earn a living. Kailangan may hanap buhay akong sarili. So I had to work towards becoming a good public servant. At the same time, I also had to work to make my business successful, and I had to do it at the same time. Then nagkaroon pa ako ng pamilya. Then I have to balance it na ngayon. But of course, those things entail sacrifices. Sacrifices that your family should understand. Ang pinaka nagsakripisyo, siyempre, yung pamilya mo, yung asawa mo, yung anak mo, because kinunan mo sila ng oras. Dahil yung oras mo, binigay mo sa constituency mo. Pagkatapos mo binigay sa constituency mo, kailangan naman asikasuhan mo yung hanap buhay mo. That also takes time. The thing with time is definite. When I say definite, there are only 24 hours in a day. Kahit gaano kadami yung pera mo, you cannot buy time. You can only manage what you do with your time. And even the best time management system, kung napakadami mong bagay na ginagawa, kung napakadami mong didivide yung oras mo para mapagbigyan lahat, then meron magsasakripisyo. In my case na, ang karamihan ng sakripisyo napunta sa pamilya ko. But I have to explain na ang nangyari noon, I made sure na bago pumunta ng eskwelahan yung mga anak ko, gising ako ng maaga para makita nila ako. Pagka
pagkapasok nila ng eskwela, aalis na rin ako sa bahay. Darating sila, of course, sa hapon, gagawin nila yung mga school activities sila, assignments, extracurricular activities, and I make sure na pagkakain na kami, nandun din ako sa bahay to have dinner with them. Pagkatapos mag-dinner, pag umakyat na sila sa kwarto, lalabas na naman ako to be able to do my additional responsibilities sa barangay, sa district. But of course, siyempre, malaking sakripisyo doon while yung pag nag-aaral yung anak mo, minsan nakakalusot ka, hindi nila napapansin na wala ka. Pero siyempre, yung asawa mo, yung pinaka malaking sakripisyo rin dahil talaga siya nakikita na wala ka talaga. But, that's the sacrifice that you have to make.
How do you monitor the performance of individual team members? And in what specific ways do you motivate your team?
Well, it's hard to micromanage people. And what you have to do is to form a good team and to make sure that every part of that team works according to their purpose, according to their function. I think that's the only way for you to become successful, whether it's in politics or when you're in business. Hindi kayang gawin ng presidente lahat ng bagay. There's the key is getting good people. Get people smarter than you.
So, how would you describe your leadership style?
Well, my leadership style is building a teamwork. You know, I have like what I said. I don't have a monopoly on the good ideas and the best deeds. It has to be a consensus. So ako, leadership by consensus. We ask other members of the team the best direction. But you also have to be a firm leader because sometimes sinasabi nga, di ba, consensus is a consensus building is parang a part of the democratic process. But sometimes democracy doesn't always work. You know, when too many people decides or too many people are consulted and argue, tapos doon ka lang magkakaroon ng decision, then nothing will happen. So at times, while we try to build consensus, we also need to be firm and to make decisions quickly.
So, are there any specific leaders or books that have influenced your leadership style over the years?
Yeah, 48 Laws of Power, Robert Greene, yung mga documentary about Lee Kuan Yew, yung writings and speeches of Lee Kuan Yew. Of course, the books of Marcos, former President Marcos. Marcos was a smart, intelligent leader. Pero kung gusto mo talaga in an Asian setting, if you want to really learn and see what worked and based from the result, really understand that it really works. You go to the Singapore example. You look at what Lee Kuan Yew did. Singapore was supposed to be part of Malaysia. Then the Malaysians, because of yung mga misunderstandings at saka mga hindi pagkakasunduan, decided na hindi, ayaw namin makasama yung Singapore. Singapore is a city-state, small. They had a small territorial jurisdiction. They didn't have many natural resources, but because of good leadership, good strong leadership, the country prospered. The way of life of the Singaporeans is among the best. The future of the Singaporeans are set not only for in the next 10 years but in the next 15 years dahil their leaders are molded for the leadership position. They don't do song and dance number. They work. Officials are elected based on meritocracy. They're elected based on
what they bring to the table, kung gaano sila kahusay. People in government are assigned government position based on their merits, hindi based on political affiliation. It's not based na ikaw supporter kaya ikaw ang i-appoint kita. In Singapore, it's based on your skill. That's why everything works.
So, thank you so much po for your time and valuable insights today. Your input will be incredibly helpful in the making of our final paper. So, if you have any questions in the future or would like to see the findings, feel free to reach out.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's